You have the best gear, you post every day, you follow all the trends, and your view counter is stubbornly stuck at 12. I have a story to tell you. It's not my story, but it could be. It's a story inspired by true events, the story of someone we'll call Alex. Alex did everything right, on paper. He followed all the advice, checked all the boxes. And yet, for a year, he screamed into the void. His content never took off. In this video, we're going to dissect his journey, step by step, to reveal the 7 hidden reasons, the 7 deadly sins that kill content in its infancy. And fair warning, the 7th reason is the one no one, absolutely no one, ever dares to admit. Stay until the very end, because understanding this final mistake could absolutely change everything for you. Chapter 1, The Myth of the Perfect Tool. Alex's story begins like a dream. He saved for months. He watched hundreds of review videos. And finally, he bought the ultimate kit. The 4K camera, the lens that creates that beautiful background blur, the microphone that makes his voice warm and professional, the lights that sculpt him like a movie star. The day he unboxed everything, he felt invincible. He thought, now I'm legitimate. Now people will take me seriously. He spent a whole week learning the settings, perfecting his shot. His first videos were sublime. Visually, they were impeccable. Polished visuals, crystal clear sound. The problem? They were empty. They were beautiful, but they said nothing. Alex was so obsessed with the container that he forgot the content. He was polishing the bodywork of a car with no engine. He confused the tool with the artisan. The fatal error here is believing that gear can compensate for a lack of substance. A great camera will never make a boring story interesting. A perfect microphone will never give weight to empty words. The obsession with gear is often a form of disguised procrastination. It's easier to buy a new gadget than to do the hard work of finding an idea that resonates, an emotion to share. Alex learned the hard way that people don't click for image quality, they click for emotional quality. And no camera in the world can create that. But that was just the beginning of the problem. Alex quickly realized that beauty wasn't enough. So he turned to what everyone else seemed to be doing. And he fell into the second trap. Chapter 2, The Slavery of Trends. Alex opened his apps and started scrolling. He saw the dance of the moment, the viral music, the trending challenge. He thought, that's the key. You have to give the algorithm what it wants. So he got to work. He, a passionate ancient history enthusiast, filmed himself doing a ridiculous choreography to music he hated. He used popular filters, fast cuts, flashing text. He copied, pasted, reproduced. For a few weeks, it worked a little. One video got 100 views, another 200. A small hit of dopamine. But quickly, he felt empty. He no longer recognized himself. He had become an echo, a pale copy of more popular creators. The worst part was that his audience, the handful of people who followed him, no longer understood. One day he talked about the Roman Empire, the next he was lip-syncing to a joke he didn't even find funny. He had no identity. Following trends isn't bad in itself. The problem is following them blindly. It's letting them dictate who you are. A trend is a vehicle. But if you don't know where you want to go, you'll just drive in circles. The right approach is to take a trend and make it your own. Twist it, repurpose it so that it serves your message, your personality. Alex, however, let them devour him. He was a surfer trying to catch every wave, without ever having his own board. Result, he drowned in an ocean of interchangeable content. His name was forgotten as soon as the scrolling continued. And that's not all, because by trying to please the algorithm, he made an even more subtle mistake. Chapter 3, The Trap of Empty Value. Frustrated, Alex changed strategy. He heard the mantra repeated everywhere, provide value. So he started creating useful content. Lists. 5 surprising facts about ancient Egypt. 3 productivity hacks. 7 must-read books. He spent hours researching on Wikipedia, compiling information. His videos were well-structured, clear, factual. He provided value. Yet, no one watched. Or worse, people watched for 30 seconds and left. Why? Because he confused information with transformation. Information is available everywhere, with a single click. No one needs yet another video listing generic facts. True value isn't about providing information. It's about creating an experience. It's about evoking an emotion. It's about offering a unique perspective. Instead of 5 facts about Egypt, imagine if he had told the story of a single, forgotten artisan who carved a secret detail onto a sarcophagus, and what that detail teaches us about love and death in that era. Do you see the difference? The first is a list, the second is a story. The first informs, the second transports. Empty value is content that checks the educational box without ever touching the heart or mind of the viewer. It's a dish without salt. It's nutritious on paper, but no one wants to taste it. Alex gave facts, but he shared no passion, no opinion, no humanity. And without humanity, content is just a soulless sequence of data. Alex felt exhausted. He had the technique, he had tried the trends, he was providing value. So he decided to force his hand with the only weapon he had left, pure discipline. Which brings us to the 4th trap. Chapter 4, The Illusion of Consistency. Consistency is key. That's the number 1 piece of advice. So Alex implemented a military schedule. 1 video a day. Every day. At precisely 6 p.m. No matter his fatigue, his lack of inspiration, the quality of his idea. He had to post. He became a content factory. He woke up early to film, edited his video during his lunch break, and published it in the evening. At first, he was proud of his discipline. But very quickly, passion gave way to chore. Creation became an obligation. And it showed. His videos became mechanical, repetitive. The sparkle in his eyes had vanished. He no longer talked about subjects that fascinated him, but about subjects for which he had time to make a quick video. He sacrificed quality on the altar of quantity. The mistake here is confusing 2 types of consistency. There's mechanical consistency, posting at a fixed time, no matter what, and then there's thematic and emotional consistency. The first is a trap that leads to burnout and mediocrity. The second is the real key. It's better to post 1 exceptional video a week than 7 passable ones. It's better to be consistent in the quality of your message, in the emotion you convey, in the trust your audience places in you. People don't subscribe to a publication schedule. They subscribe to a person, an idea, a promise. The promise to feel something, to learn something, to see the world differently. Alex, by trying to be everywhere all the time, ended up being nowhere. But even with quality content, he was missing an essential ingredient, which leads us straight to the 5th circle of creator hell. Chapter 5, The Phantom Audience. Who are you talking to? If we had asked Alex that question, he would have replied, everyone? People interested in various topics. And that was his problem. By trying to please everyone, he spoke to no one. His language was generic, his examples were vague, his energy was diluted. He was afraid of being too specific, for fear of excluding people. He thought a bigger net would catch more fish. In reality, a net with too wide a mesh catches nothing at all. Content that works is content that chooses its side. It's an intimate conversation with a very specific person. Before creating, you need to know exactly who you're speaking to. Not just young people aged 18 to 25. No. Give them a name. Imagine their life. What are their dreams, their fears, their jokes? What language do they use? What excites them? What infuriates them? When you create for that unique person, something magical happens. Your message becomes precise, powerful, magnetic. You use the right words, the right references. You create a deep connection. And paradoxically, by being ultra-specific, you attract far more people. Because everyone who recognizes themselves, even a little, in that ideal person, will feel seen, understood. They'll feel like you're reading their minds. Alex, on the other hand, spoke to an anonymous crowd. He was shouting in a crowded train station. And predictably, no one turned around. This refusal to choose his audience is linked to an even deeper fear, a fear that paralyzes thousands of creators and constitutes our sixth point. Chapter 6: The Refusal to Polarize. Alex was nice. He wanted everyone to like him. In his videos, he was always measured, nuanced. He presented the facts, on one hand, on the other hand. Above all, he didn't want to offend anyone. He avoided controversy like the plague. The dislike button was his biggest nightmare. The result? His content was lukewarm. Insipid. Pleasant, but perfectly forgettable. He never received hateful comments, that's true. But he never received passionate comments either. The secret that successful creators understand is that if no one hates you, no one truly loves you. Content that leaves an impression is content that has a point of view. That takes a stand. That dares to say, I believe this is true, and that is false. That doesn't mean being aggressive or insulting. It means having convictions and defending them. When you take a stand, you divide. It's inevitable. Some people won't agree, and that's perfectly fine. Let them go. But the other part, those who share your worldview, won't just like your video. They'll adore it. They'll feel represented. You won't just be another creator, you'll become their spokesperson, their champion. You'll create a tribe. Alex, with his fear of displeasing, condemned himself to remain in the soft underbelly of creation, that gray space where nothing happens, where no one feels anything strongly. And here we are at the climax. The ultimate mistake. The one hidden behind all the others. The reason why, even after correcting everything we've just discussed, Alex's content still might have failed. Chapter 7: The Final Secret, the Creator's Ego. Why did Alex create content? For a year, if he had been honest with himself, the answer would have been, for himself. He created for validation. He created hoping for views, likes, subscribers. Every video was a lottery ticket, a hope of going viral, of being recognized. His real audience wasn't the people behind the screen. His real audience was his own ego. And this is the most toxic and widespread mistake. When you create to serve your ego, everything is distorted. You don't choose a topic because it's important to your audience, but because you think it has viral potential. You don't speak from the heart, you recite a script hoping it will please the algorithm. You're not looking to help, you're looking to take. You're not giving, you're asking, look at me, like me, validate me. And people feel it. Consciously or unconsciously, the audience senses when a creator is self-serving instead of serving them. It was only after a year of failure, on the verge of giving up, that Alex had a revelation. He decided to create one last video. Without worrying about views. Without thinking about virality. He chose a history topic that had fascinated him since childhood, a little-known anecdote that, for him, carried a universal life lesson. He filmed it with his phone, sitting on the floor in his room, without his fancy lights. He didn't try to be clever or funny. He just spoke. From his heart. His sole intention was, if this story can touch just one person the way it touched me, then I will have succeeded. He published that video and turned off his computer. The next day, it had 10,000 views. The week after, 100,000. Not because the algorithm changed. But because the intention changed. Content doesn't work when it's a mirror for the creator. It works when it becomes a window for the audience. In conclusion, Alex's journey shows us that failure in content creation rarely comes from a single factor. It's a chain of interconnected mistakes. The obsession with gear that hides a lack of message. The trend chase that destroys identity. The false value that informs without transforming. Mechanical consistency that drains passion. The phantom audience that makes the message inaudible. The fear of displeasing that makes content bland. And above all, the ego that parasitizes the intention. The remedy isn't a new technique or a secret trick. It's a shift in mindset. Moving from what can I get to what can I give. Stop wanting to be seen and seek to see others. It's at that moment, and only at that moment, that the magic happens. Comment go if you want to launch your business. Don't forget to subscribe.